Okay, everyone. So now we are going to be looking at why entrepreneurs struggle to raise funding for their businesses. All right, and I will take you through certain things so that you begin to put yourself or understand exactly what happens and what funders think about when they are looking at the request and why they turn it down. That is the very first thing to note when it comes to funding. You need to understand the mindset of the funder and then prepare yourself for it. Okay, so let's go on. The next thing, the first one I will talk about is not having a clear business plan or a business model. And basically, what this means is that whether it's for investors, whether it's for grants, whether it's for loans, whatever kind of funding it is for, the major thing and what they always look out for is to understand how you make money. Everything about your business, your model, how you structure is all geared towards how you make money. So, a very clear business plan is important, or a business model. All right. So, if you don't have one, please get it. Get something and have someone do it for you or do it for yourself. There are so many templates, there are so many videos that you can access and use it to come up with yours. Okay, if you want assistance, of course, you can reach out to us. We do offer that service, but you can do it yourself. It's basically get a template, sit down. Most of these things we can do it ourselves actually, if we can dedicate the time to do so. The second thing, and this is the most out of on the scale of 1 to 100, 1 to 10, I'll put this second point on financial management as number 9 or 10 in terms of how serious it is when it comes to funding. Having poor financial management or records. It's always boils down to this. What have you been tracking? Yesterday or in the previous class, we talked about it. How to keep records of your expenses, your sales, your credit, what comes in, what goes out. Keep records, your loans, anything you're doing with money, how money comes, how it goes, the cash flow, how it's coming and going, you're recording it. And you're being disciplined. You are not taking money from the business and giving to me. I'll use it to buy shoe. I will then use the money, and tomorrow I'll use it to buy raw materials. Another day I'll go and buy something from a supermarket from the same account. No way. In fact, as a banker, when we see that, is a major turn off. All right. So it's important for you to note lack of market research. You started a business or you want to do a project without checking really, is this thing viable? Can I, is this thing feasible? Is it viable? Is it something that can, that will stand? Did you check? Maybe it's no longer required. Maybe the time you did the test or you did the research, it was okay. But now it is no longer in demand. It is no longer needed. Did you do that? Inadequate preparation for pitching for those that pitch. Some grants application will require you to pitch after the initial application and submission. They will call you to pitch at a point. Investors also require pitching. So for these guys, how do you prepare? I always tell my clients when they are talking about pitching, aside the pitch deck that you come up with, right? You should be able to practice it. Like look at yourself in the mirror and begin to speak. Own that deck, own it, like own everything about it. Your business model, how you're you know how the pitch deck is. Sometimes the funders will give you a template, other times you can get a template for yourself and then you use it, but most of them give you a template. But the idea is that you need to even prepare your own pitch deck and begin to talk to your simple what you do, your business, what you do, what the product is, what problem is solving, who it is solving it for, how you make money from it, the team you have, and then your ask. Literally, that's what is in a pitch deck. And that is what is expected when you're pitching. It can be short, it can be long, but target at least a max of 2 minutes. If you can deliver a pitch, an absolutely amazing pitch, in 2 minutes, you are very good. Okay, I'd say communicate everything you want to communicate, but at least try 3 minutes max. Lack of proven track record. So, especially for business startups, you want funding and you're wondering why are they not giving? Because there's no track record. Nobody has seen what you have done. They have not seen you have an idea, an amazing idea. You have even started, but there's no record. There's no did you move from point A to point B? Did you get an increase in number of customers, or increase in number of sign-ups, or increase in number of people that have patronized you, basically, to see that okay, this business or this startup or this idea is no longer just an idea, is viable. All right, very important. Proof of track records. Okay, something that you can track and you can see that you have done something. It's There's a bit of revenue consistently, even if it is not that what's it called, even if it is not so much money that you've made, it's okay, but at least there's proof that you are making money, you have customers or clients, and then it's working. Limited access to networks. Everything is about you. You don't have This is one of the things that give you make your request denied. So, for instance, you don't have the right access to the kind of network, especially some important information, some kinds of things that happen in certain communities. There are certain places where funders congregate. There are certain areas, certain programs, certain events that they all come together. You need to find yourself in those places so you know what is happening, where money is moving, how people are doing things. That's why sometimes you see people that keep raising money over and over and over again, and you're wondering what's so special about them. They even call them pitchpreneurs because they can pitch for Africa. But then the thing there is that they know where to look for things. They know where to be seen. They follow trends. They follow events. They are out there. They monitor things and they track it. Unrealistic financial expectations. So you are thinking, for instance, let me use loans as an example. You are just starting. You've not done anything, and you're looking for 20 million naira because you want to buy. How? What is the basis? Or you want an investment, nothing, it's just an idea, and you're looking for 100,000, 500,000, $1 million. Some people will give it because there are some investors, but they will ask for an arm, and they will ask you for maybe 50, 60% or 70% of that company. So you have to first of all create that proof of concept, start it, let it work, and then you can grow it. You can then assess the kind of funding that you need, assess the kind of help and resource that you need or you require. Insufficient focus on scalability. You are not thinking of scaling means you are moving from here to here. So that particular business, can it scale? Can it grow? Can it go beyond where it is now to a massive, and especially investors and grant funders, they are looking at the future of this particular business. Can it scale? In the next 10 years, where is it going to be? Will it be maybe instead of doing 1,000, 10,000, now it will be doing 1 million, 100,000? What's the scale? Then the risks, of course, involved in the business. If they don't see that, if they see that there are too many risks, the threats are many, and they are not convinced about your mitigation strategy. So some of the things that you do, especially all these things I've been mentioning, it means that you have to consciously address them, either in your proposal, either in your pitch, either when you are even presenting and you're being asked questions. You have to understand that they have these things in their minds, so that when you're speaking and when you're addressing them, you are noting it and addressing it. So, risks and threats, how do you plan to mitigate it? Sometimes when they ask you questions and it shows that you're not even aware of the risks in your industry or your kind of business, they will know that you're not ready. You've not done your due diligence. But when you show that you know the risk, you understand the threat, and then you know exactly what you're going to be doing, what you'll be putting in place to ensure that it becomes they meet they looking at it, understanding what exactly, once you know the risk and you can show it, you understand the risk. You understand that, oh, this technology risk, operational risk, demand risk, any other with financial risk, government risk, external forces, things that you know that if they happen, your business can go. Put it down and then show exactly what you're going to do to mitigate it. That gives the funder confidence. Inadequate use of technology. So maybe perhaps you need technology in what you're doing, but you are not using it well, or you need it to make your operations efficient like others in your industry or others in your line of business. Then it will be, you need to show that. All right. Poor credit history, especially for loans. Some people don't know this, but if you have, if you got money somewhere for whatever reason, you borrowed from somewhere, you got a loan, and you did not pay back, whether it's credit card, whatever it is, and you have been listed or flagged in the credit bureaus, or your credit score is very low, trust me, what it means is that it will be difficult for you to get funding. And in some countries, they even use the credit checks, your credit score, to determine if they should work with you normally. Because it goes a long way, a long way to show the character of a person. You took money that is not yours and you're not paying back. Either you are a deviant, or sorry, you don't want to pay, or you took money that you did not need. That is difficult. That will land you into trouble and put you in a cycle of debt that you struggle to come out of. So, poor credit history is also something that you should be mindful of. Lack of differentiation in that your business. Like everything, everybody's doing the same thing. And the founder may even say that, what's so special? What's unique? What's different about you? What's that thing that stands you out? What's your value proposition? What's the thing that, what's your why? Why should people come to you, not others? If it's everybody is doing the same thing, so why yours? There has to be something special, something different. Maybe in the impact area, maybe in the way you are doing things, you are being more deliberate. What is different about you in your customer service, in your operations, in your marketing, in your revenue, the kind of products, in your packaging? What is different? All right. Then weak legal and operational structure. Everything is on you. There's a key man risk. If you're not around, nothing happens. There's no structure in the business. If you travel and you come back, God forbid, or you get sick for 3 months, the business is gone. Like you can't account for anything happening. No. You have to put the right legal structure, ensure that you have the right people for the right things, give them procedures, things that will happen that you need to put in place to make it work. These are some of the things I do for my clients as well. And there are so many structured things that you can look at. But basically, whether you consult or you don't, look at your own business, monitor and look at what is happening somewhere else, and see how you yourself can put structures in your business. Your operations, everything should not be about you. You should have a manager. You should not be the one doing operations, marketing. See, you will not scale, you will not grow. And people are scared of putting money in that kind of business, or except if it's small amount. But if you want to command significant funding this year, you see all these challenges I've been talking about, you have to begin to address them. You have to begin to put them into place. And those things we talked about yesterday in the first part, you need to also work on them and put them into place, especially your financial structure, making sure you are separating your money from your business, or from your personal money from your business money, putting the structure, all those things, all the things we have discussed now that makes funders turn down requests. Ensure you work on them. Lack of patience, or let me say limited focus on impact. So many people just started businesses because there was money, right? You started a business because you saw opportunity to make money. There was no why. There was no deep thing like that. You didn't really think deep. You just saw an opportunity and you're making money. While very few people saw a place, saw something they were passionate about, a problem they wanted to solve, and then they went about solving it. But you need to know and communicate the impact your business, your product, your service is having on your customers, on the users, whether it's your customers, your staff, or the environment, or society at large. You need to be able to communicate it. You need to be able to communicate it. Then lack of patience and persistence. So it's not something that requires you to just if I don't get funding, that is the end of it. Or no way. You need to be patient. Like some people, one of the things I'll be doing in the upcoming grants challenge, I'll be running grants challenges every quarter going forward, like March, um, June, September, and maybe in November. Why? I want people to begin to apply. So many people, for instance, you applied for a grant or an opportunity and you didn't get it. I say, oh, they don't give grants to people like us. Or maybe you applied 3 or 5 or 6 times. I feel that no way. Let me tell you, even me, with all the experience I have, I still get turned down on so many requests that I submit. But I don't let it get me down. I apply for grants regularly. My grant writers apply for grants. And that is it. If you're a client of mine and we're applying grants on your behalf for grants on your behalf, we apply daily, or we agree on the grants we are going to apply for. We research, get the grants we're applying for, and then we start applying. You can't give up. You need to be persistent. Remember the attributes of a resilient person and business yesterday: persistence. You don't give up. Keep at it, keep at it, keep at it, keep going. And once you get your first grant, once you get your first funding, and generally when it comes to funding, it covers different ways. So it's no longer only grants. I'm going to be covering it in a moment, right? It's not only about grants or loan. There's so many ways you can raise money. The whole idea is for you to have those bouquet, the way you have revenue streams, have funding streams, the way you have income streams, different income streams of income, have different streams of funding, so that if one is entering, another one is entering, that you stay funded throughout the year. Then funding landscape knowledge gap, you don't know and you don't want to get the information. You don't want to understand, you don't want to go through the discipline, you don't want to learn it for yourself, you don't want to consult, you are just moving on and complaining. No, it doesn't work that way. A good step is signing up for this particular session. All right. So all the things that you've learned so far, put it into practice. Now you know why entrepreneurs keep getting turned down by funders. What are you going to do about it? Let's go to the next slide.